yourself.
I'm good as well. Thank you very much for joining, guys. How was the weekend?
For me, it was very normal.
Normal.
It's okay. Yep.
Okay. What about you, Arthur?
Ah,
Were you talking? Sorry, it was you.
yeah.
Sorry. What about you, Adrian?
Uh-huh.
Sorry. Adrian, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. How was your weekend?
It's very fine.
Okay. Nice. Jenny, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome,
Hi,
Hector.
everyone.
Hi. Guys, thank you for joining on time. So we are going to have a new topic today. If I'm not mistaken, last week we were covering present perfect, and today's topic is going to be quite different, okay? Before we continue, guys, do you have any questions regarding previous topics, or I don't know, any questions that you may ask? No preguntas?
No, coach.
Okay, so let me share my screen. Just give me 1 second. This one. So this is our fifth class. Let's start with this activity. Let's see. Hector, can you tell me what are these guys doing right now?
These guys are playing soccer.
Very good. Arthur, what is this girl
Tell
doing?
me. She's I don't know how do you call that. Just jumping
The
this.
rope.
Yeah, she's jumping the rope.
Excellent. Very good. Let's see. Adrian, what is he doing?
He is playing with his car.
Excellent. He's playing with his car. Excellent. Let's see. Hmm. Jenny, what is this girl doing?
Um, Let me just zoom in because I
Yeah,
can't see through my phone. She's reading,
excellent. Very good. She's reading. And this girl is, how do you call this action, guys? What is this action? Alimentar.
feeding,
Feeding the dogs.
feeding.
Excellent. She's feeding the dogs. Perfect. So in this case, guys, as you may have noticed, we were using what tense? What is that tense, guys? Like he is reading, she's feeding. What is that tense?
Present. Present
Present what?
continuous, I
It's
guess.
present.
Excellent. So we were using present continuous or present progressive. Okay. Be very careful because we have three different presents. We have simple present, present progressive, and present perfect. The one that we were talking about is present
Excuse
progressive.
me,
Uh-huh.
did you say that present progressive is the same as present
Continuous.
continuous?
Yes.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. So those are the same. If you hear present progressive, it's the same as present continuous. But in this case, we are not going to be talking about present. We will be talking about past, past progressive. Okay, so just let's pay attention how we formulate the present progressive just by using the subject, auxiliary, or this case verb to be, and the verb in ing form. Okay, in simple past, we will follow the same structure. The only thing that we will change is the verb to be. Okay, because since we are going to be talking about the past, we're gonna change that element, only that one. Okay, the rest will remain the same. So, as I told you, we will be talking about past progressive, okay? So, when do we use past progressive and what is the structure that we use? Help me please, Hector.
Okay. Okay, affirmative. To describe an action that started in the past and was interrupted by another action. To describe two actions that were in progress at the same time in past. In to tell histories.
Very good.
Ex-
Excellence.
The
Sorry.
examples?
Yeah, sorry. Continue.
Okay, okay,
Sorry. Give me 1 second. Okay, this one, the structure. Sorry.
okay. The structure is subject plus was were plus ing verb plus complement. Example, I was working on my computer last night.
Excellent. So we use the past continuous to describe an action that started in the past and was interrupted by another action. So for this tense, it is important to know the verbs in past, in simple past. Why? Because we are going to combine them. We are going to maybe start with an ing or is or I mean past progressive tense, and the next sentence may be a past simple tense. Okay. Then we have to describe two actions that were in progress at the same time in the past, or to tell stories. And this is the structure that we are going to follow, which is the subject plus was or were, depending on the subject, the ing verb, and the complement. And this is the example. I was working on my computer last night. Okay. So what happens if I say I am working on my computer right now? So that action is happening at the moment of speaking, right? But this one is in simple, this is in past progressive. Yo estaba, okay? Yo estaba trabajando. I was working on my computer last night. As I already told you, it is important to know the verbs in simple past because there are going to be some sentences that are going to require the simple past. You will, especially when the action that was in progress in the past is interrupted by another action. Now, let's see. So here we have a timeline. Give me 1 second. So we have a timeline. This is the present, okay? So keep in mind that we are going to be talking about this, which is simple, why am I saying simple past? Sorry, which is past progressive, right? Entonces, como estábamos diciendo, en algún punto del pasado, una acción estuvo en progreso, like this one. So we have, I was watching TV at 9 p.m. yesterday. Entonces, at some point between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m., I was doing an activity, okay? I was doing an action. And that action was watching TV. And we have here, I started watching TV at 9 p.m. That action continued up to 10 p.m. Okay. And at 10 p.m., that action was completed. All right. So let's pay attention to this one. Okay. Just to illustrate this action. Remember, help me read this, Arthur. Arthur, I know who was the person who told me. Sorry. No, Arturo, ayúdeme, por favor, a leer. Not here. Jenny, help me, please.
To read the sentences that says remember, right?
Yes, please.
I was driving home. You were driving home.
Ok, vaya. Mario, provecho. Su cámara está encendida. I think he knows. Okay, so yeah, very good. So remember, guys, we will use was with the subject I, she, he, it. Okay, remember, we use was with I, third person singular, or any singular noun. What is a noun, teacher? Guys, do you remember what a noun is? What's a noun? Do you remember? ¿Qué es un noun? Who knows?
No era como un
noun es un nombre?
adjetivo.
Very good. Yeah, Hector. In this case, and Jenny, very good. So yeah, in this case, a noun is a name. Okay. For example, well, actually, a noun in Spanish is un sustantivo. For example, mom, dad, cat, car, cualquier cosa es, todas las cosas que podemos nombrar se les conoce como, como sustantivo or noun in this case. For example, if I want to talk about my cell phone, the word cell phone will be a noun. My cell phone is ringing, or my cell phone was ringing in this case. Okay, so who is doing the action? My cell phone. So cell phone is considered a noun. And I'm using was because it is singular. Then we have you, they, we, and any plural noun, for example, parents, friends, cell phones, cars, okay? Those are considered plural nouns because I'm using an S at the end of them. So in that case, we will be using where. You were driving home, they were driving home, we were driving home, my parents were driving home, and so on. So just remember, keep in mind this. We use was for I, she, he, it, and where for you, they, we. Any questions so far? Preguntas?
No.
No questions. Okay. Sorry, that was my mom. Okay. So we have some examples. To describe an action that started in the past and was interrupted by another action. So I want you to pay attention to the structure that we use and the adverb that we use as well. So help me with this one. Camilo, help me read the sentence, please.
I was making a deposit at the bank when three men started a robbery.
Excellent, perfect. So I was doing something at the bank, right? But that action was interrupted by another action. So I never got to know if I finished this action, right? I never said it. Entonces, let's pay attention. I was making a deposit at the bank when three men started a robbery. So I'm using the adverb when. Y esta es la razón que yo les dije que es importante saber los verbos en pasado, porque aquí lo vamos a usar. Entonces, I was making a deposit at the bank when this action interrupted this other action, right? Cuando tres hombres empezaron un robo, okay? So, we don't have any more information whether this action was completed or not. Guys, any questions regarding this sentence? Any questions regarding this sentence?
Is there any difference between depositar and deposito? I mean the pronunciation.
Como del verbo y el perdón, del
Ajá.
verbo y el sustantivo. No, it's the same.
Both.
Yes.
Okay.
In this case, it depends on the context, the meaning. I can say this is a noun because I'm using an article here. I was making a deposit, right? So this is telling me this is a noun because I'm using the how do you call this? The article. I cannot say deposit. That doesn't exist. So deposit is for both the noun and the verb.
Okay.
And in this case, we are going to use past continuous or past progressive and past simple. Simple
Yes.
past.
Yes.
Okay.
¿Quién habló?
Adrián.
Adrian, yes. You can say simple past or you can say past simple. Es lo mismo.
Okay.
Let's continue. We have another one. Let's see. Arturo.
Sean and I were walking home when we saw a car crash.
Excellent. Sean and I were walking home when we saw a car crash. Okay. Why am I using where here? Why am I using where?
Because it's a Sean and I. That's two people.
Excellent. Very good, because we have two people. That's why we are using we're walking home when we saw a car crash. So it is very important to know how we change this by using just this, okay? Because if we change this, we will have to change the entire sentence, or in this case, the entire clause. Let's see. Help me, Jenny.
I broke my leg when I was roller skating.
Excellent. In this case, we place the simple past tense first, and then the past progressive tense. I broke my leg when I was roller skating. Okay. Okay. Let's watch this video, and I want you to pay attention because you're going to be given some questions.
I was cleaning, you were cooking, he was playing, they were looking side by side.
This is Side by Side TV News Morning Edition with Bob Rogers and Jackie Williams, Maria Hernandez with the weather, and Chip Stevens on sports.
Good morning, everybody.
Guys, are you able to listen to the video?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Along with Jackie Williams, I'm Bob Rogers. Well, as you all know by now, there was a blackout in Centerville last night. The lights went out all over town.
Side by Side TV News reporter Scott Mason is standing by downtown to find out what people were doing last night when the lights went out.
Okay, what's the news about?
About a blackout
What is
that
that?
happened last night.
What is a
Se fue la
blackout?
luz.
Exactly. Cuando se va la luz, right? Very good.
Scott, are you there?
Jackie, it seems like everybody in town is talking about the blackout last night. Everyone has a story to tell. What were you doing last night when the lights went out?
I was washing the dishes, and my wife was giving.
Okay, so the first question is, what was the man doing when the lights went out?
He was watching.
I
the
was
video.
washing the dishes.
Very good. In this case, he was washing the dishes, okay, because he was doing
Yeah.
the action. Mhm. Very good, Hector. Nice.
I was giving the baby a bath.
I was washing my clothes at the laundromat, and suddenly everything got dark.
What she was doing. Was she doing the laundry? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
And got dark. My husband and I were watching TV, and our children were doing their homework.
What were the children doing?
The homework.
We were doing the homework.
Excellent. They were doing the homework.
And what were you doing last night when the lights went out? Excuse me.
Yeah?
What were you doing last night when the lights went out?
Did the lights go out last night?
Yes, the lights went out all over town.
Huh. How about that? I didn't even know. I was listening to music all night.
You were listening to music, but there was no electricity.
Okay, so was the boy listening to music on a CD player? Yes, he was. No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
So let's pay attention to the questions, right? Because this is a yes no question. That's the reason that we are using was here. Okay. As I told you last week, the auxiliary that we use in the sentence depends on the question, right? Because we are using was here, so we had to use it here as well. Is it mandatory to use the whole structure, teacher? No, it isn't. Okay, if you want to say just yes, that's fine. But if you want to sound more like more native, let's say, or more, I don't know, formal, we can use the complete structure. But pretty much most people will say just yes or no. Sorry, this was no. Why? Let's continue.
Electricity.
Batteries.
So you see, Bob and Jackie, everybody's talking about what they were doing last night when the lights went out. But why did the lights go out? To find the answer, side-by-side TV news reporter Gloria Rodriguez is standing by at the main office of the power company. Gloria?
I'm here at the main office of the Centerville Power Company with Fred Watts, the company's Director of Public Information. Mr. Watts, what happened last night?
Well, Gloria, as you know, the lights went out all over town.
Yes, we know that, Mr. Watts. Can you tell us why?
Well, we aren't sure yet. We know it was raining very hard when the blackout occurred, but we aren't certain that's the reason for the problem. We're working on it.
Mr. Watts, is it true that you were all having a big party here last night and nobody was watching the controls?
Absolutely not. We were working here and doing our jobs as usual.
Were they having a party last night, guys?
No, they weren't.
No, they weren't. Because actually, this guy looks suspicious. I will say yes, they were. But let's see. Let's see. Yes, they were. Okay.
Well, thank you for talking with us, Mr. Watts. So, Bob and Jackie, that's what we know right now.
You
It
will
was
see
raining
why.
very hard
There
last
you go.
night,
That's the
and
reason.
perhaps that's the reason the
answer
lights
is
went out
yes,
all
they
over
were.
town. This is Gloria Rodriguez reporting live from the power company for Side by Side TV News.
Y no sé por qué
Thank
pone
you,
que
Gloria.
no, y era la respuesta.
Whew, what a night. What were you doing last night when the lights went out?
I was washing the dishes.
What was the man doing?
He was washing the
washing the
dishes.
dishes.
Let's see. Okay.
How about your wife? What was Doris doing last night when the lights went out?
She was taking a bath.
I was still working in the building. Did you hear what happened to the station manager and his wife?
No. What were Mr. and Mrs. Green doing last night when the lights went out?
They were riding in the elevator.
Oh, that's terrible.
What were Mr. Green and Mrs. Green doing when there was a power outage?
They were working in the building.
Like in the elevator.
And the
They were
elevator.
riding the elevator.
Let's rewatch it.
Hear what happened to the station manager and his wife?
No. What were Mr. and Mrs. Green doing last night when the lights went out?
They were riding in the elevator.
Oh, that's terrible.
Okay, so the reporter was working in the building, right? But Mr. Green and Mrs. Green were riding the elevator, I guess. Let's see. Very good.
Coming up, a robbery on River Street. We'll be back in a moment.
Okay, any questions?
Actually, no.
Why did you speak so slow?
Who?
The women. No.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe because the video is for like educational purposes. That's why she was, like talking like that. Maybe.
I guess.
Okay. So we have to describe two actions that were in progress at the same time in the past, okay? So the previous usage was when an action was in progress and was interrupted. So this one is when two actions were happening at the same time. Let's see, help me read Camilo.
Mark was doing the dishes while Sarah was cooking dinner.
Excellent. So in this case, we will change this, right? This adverb. So Mark was doing the dishes while Sarah was cooking dinner, okay? They both were doing something at the same time. That's the reason we are using past progressive, while, and past progressive. Help me with this one. Jenny.
Sorry, do you want me to read that sentence?
Yes, please.
He was sleeping in his bedroom while she was listening to music in the backyard.
Excellent. Very good. Remember, what is backyard?
Patio de atrás.
Very good. And we have negative structures. So those were affirmative sentences. And now let's talk about negative structure. Actually, this is very easy, guys, because we are only adding not to the sentence. So help me read Arturo, the structure and example, please.
The structure is subject plus either was or were, then not, plus ing verb, and plus the complement. An example is, they were not driving out of town when the police pulled them over.
Excellent. So they were not. Okay, so remember that in English, to formulate the negative is very easy because most of the times we only add not after the auxiliary. In this case, the auxiliary that we are using is the verb to be in its past form. So we have, they were not driving out of town when the police pulled them over. Okay. All right.
Sorry,
Mhm.
what is the meaning of pull them over?
To stop them. Cuando la policía, supongamos que van conduciendo y la policía les dice que se detengan. Eso significa pull over, like detenerse, o sea, orillarse y detenerse.
Ok, gracias.
Ujú.
Kevin.
Ajá.
Y cuando, bueno, no tiene nada que ver, pero cuando se usa en otro contexto, digamos, bueno, en alguna canción que dice, se usa así, pero siento que no tiene sentido de ahorillarse. ¿Qué otra cosa significa?
Para tocar guitarra, disculpen que me meta, pero tocar guitarra, si decís pullover, es que haces para la orilla la cuerda.
Ah.
¿En serio?
Sí.
¿Cómo dijo, perdón?
Es a orillar también en guitarra, si haces un pullover, es como que tomas la cuerda y la hagas para una orilla.
Oh, I didn't know that.
A lo mejor eso es lo que quiere decir entonces.
Yeah.
Porque hacerse a un lado no, no tenía mucho sentido. Eso es entonces. Gracias ahí por el datazo.
Thank you por dos. Okay. So now let's continue with this, guys. Let's see. So this is what we pretty much covered. So we have the positive sentence, which is this one, the negative, and we have yes, no question, right? So to formulate the yes, no question is pretty simple. We only change the position of the auxiliary, in this case, either was or were, and we only add the question mark. Okay, so we have, were you driving last night at 8 p.m. maybe or a.m.? Oh, yes, I was. She was sleeping all morning. We were not watching TV last night at 8, right? And we have a timeline. So between 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. I was doing something, or this guy was doing something. So Billy was swimming between 3 and 5 p.m. Are we clear on this? Is it clear?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay. And now we have usage, okay? So we have number one. Please help me read the first line, the usage and example, Hector.
Okay. Number one, express interrupt action in the past.
¿Cómo pronuncia eso otra vez?
Example,
¿Cómo pronuncia eso?
interrupt,
Are you sure?
interrupt.
¿Quiénes estuvieron en mi clase de cuando expliqué lo de los verbos? Cuando
It's
terminen,
interrupted.
Como es ed, es voiceless.
ajá, pero no, en este caso la palabra interrupt ends in T. Entonces, ¿cómo se pronuncia este ed?
Interrupted.
There you go. Ajá.
Okay. Express interrupted action in the past. Example, I was driving when the police stopped me.
Excellent. So this very similar to the last one, right? I was driving when the police stopped me or when the police pulled me over. Number two, Mario.
Describe parallel action in the past. I was cooking while she was watching a show.
Very good. So we can also say Mario was eating while the teacher was giving the class, right? Very good. Right, Mario?
Yes, I was.
So yeah, very good. So I was cooking while she was watching a show. Very good. Number three, Jenny.
A specific time as an interruption. Yesterday at 7 p.m. I was having dinner.
Excellent. Yesterday at 7 p.m. I was having dinner, or I was having dinner yesterday at 7 p.m. Okay. And the last one, Camilo.
Describe repetition or length of action. He was acting nervous all last night.
Excellent. Okay. Describe repetition or length of action. He was acting nervous all last night. Very good. And we have this. If you're taking notes or if you like to take a picture, I recommend you remember this, okay? Or to make an emphasis on this. I was and verb in ing. Why am I saying this? Because you will see I wear, he wear, she, it wear, and all of them wear. But we use wear especially when we are using conditionals, okay? The second conditional. Por eso les hago un énfasis en esto. No se vayan a confundir, guys, ¿ok? Si ustedes ven, I wear, pero el teacher nos dijo que era I was, no I wear. It depends, ¿ok? Right now, we are talking about past continuous, ¿ok? But if you see the structure, I wear, she wear, is because we are using conditionals, especially, I mean, to be more specific, on real condition. Eso lo van a ver más adelante, trust me. It is a headache to memorize them. So we have three options. Exercise, I guess. Yeah, this one. So we have the question. Were you reading a comic? What happens if I want to turn this question into an affirmative one? How would you do it, Adrian?
Yes, I was reading a comic.
Let's see. Awesome. Arthur, negative.
You weren't reading a comic.
Okay, let's see. You weren't. What happens if I want to say, can I say I was not or I wasn't? Can I say that?
Yeah, I wasn't reading a comic.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Very good. In this case, we can say I was not or I wasn't, right? We can use contractions. Okay, she was studying English. Help me with the question, Camilo.
Was she studying English?
Very good. Perfect intonation. Then we have negative. Mario.
I, with the negative, I wasn't studying English.
That's right. We can say I wasn't studying English, but let's pay attention to the subject. Is the subject I or she?
She wasn't studying
Very,
English.
very good. She wasn't studying English, okay? The pronunciation of this one is kind of important because we as Spanish speaking people, we say was, right? I mean was, con una A. But if I'm not mistaken, the pronunciation of this one is with a schwa, which is was, okay? Was, we don't stress it out. Now let's see, we have negative. They weren't wearing shoes. Help me with the question, Adrian.
Are they wearing shoes?
Repeat.
Are they wearing shoes?
Are they in present? Pero ahí me está usando presente.
And it's question.
Yes, it's question. ¿Cuál es el auxiliar que usamos?
Was or a little confused.
No se preocupe. Vaya, guys. Solo pongamos atención a esto, ¿eh? They weren't wearing shoes. El auxiliar que estamos usando es wear. Aquí lo tenemos en negativo. Acuérdense que en las preguntas de signo siempre vamos a empezar con el auxiliar del tiempo del que estamos usando, right? Entonces, ¿cuál es el auxiliar con el que vamos a empezar?
Where?
Ajá, where?
Were they wearing shoes?
There you go. Were they wearing
Okay.
shoes? Excellent. Mhm. And the affirmative one. Let's see. Hector.
Okay. Were they were wearing shoes? They
Very good.
wearing. Yeah.
They were wearing, perfect, shoes.
Yeah.
Was your mom cooking? Affirmative, Jenny.
Your mom was cooking.
Very good. That's fine. Your mom was cooking or my mom was cooking. That's fine. Negative, Camilo.
My mom wasn't cooking.
Perfect. As simple as that, guys. Very good. Now let's continue with another activity. Open questions. Let's see. Aha, this one, guys. Hey, teacher, what were you doing before you came to this class? I was sleeping before I came to this class. Okay. What about you, Arturo?
Before this class, I was in another class.
Very good, but that is simple present. Before this class, I was in another class.
Yeah, before this class, I was having my previous class.
Excellent, very good. Actually, you brought up something important. De hecho, mencionó algo importante. El verbo aquí que estoy usando es to bring up, mencionar, pero lo estoy usando en pasado. You brought up something important, guys. Vaya. Él mencionó algo bastante importante. Aunque estaba usando el was, no es considerado past progressive. Why not? Because he missed the other verb, the ing verb, right? He said, I was in another class, which is grammatically correct. Yo estaba en otra clase, but that's considered simple past, okay? Then he changed it and he said, I was having a programming class. No entendí mucho esa parte. I was having a programming class. That's fine. That is past progressive, okay? What about you, Mario? What were you doing before you came to this class?
Ask him the second one.
I
What
was
about?
I was taking my meal.
Very good. Now the second one, Mario. What were you eating at lunchtime before this class?
I did
¿Ay
not
qué?
take my lunch today or yesterday. Is the second one or the
But what were you eating during the class?
I was eating salad.
Very good. I was eating salad. Perfect. So that is a perfect example, right? Now we have this one. Let's see. What were you and your family doing at 9 p.m. last night? Adrian.
We was asleep at that time.
Okay, very good. We was sleeping at that time. Guys, is there something that you would like to change in that sentence? ¿Hay algo que le gustaría cambiar en Adrian's sentence? Hector, no? ¿Qué le gustaría
No.
cambiar? I would like to change something. I mean, it was okay to use the ing form, and at that time that was perfect, and the subject we, very good. I will only change the auxiliary. Why? Because we use were con el sujeto we. Entonces, we were sleeping at that time. Okay? We were sleeping at that time. What about you, Camilo? What were you and your family doing at 9 p.m. last night?
We were sleeping too.
Very good. We were sleeping too. ¿Habrá otra forma de decir también? Is there another way of saying too in English?
Also.
Also, perfect. Another one? We can use this. We can use as well. So for example, I can say, we were sleeping also, we were also sleeping, we were sleeping too, or we were sleeping as well, which means too. Lo mismo también. Let's see. Arturo, what were your parents doing yesterday between 2 and 6 p.m.?
Nothing. My mom was still coming home.
Very good. Excellent. Excellent usage. Nothing. My mom was still coming home. Perfect. All right. ¿Preguntas?
Actually, no, that's okay.
Thank you. Jenny?
No questions.
Okay. Very easy, guys, right? Very easy, right? Está fácil.
Only this class.
Only this class, right? Espérense las que vienen después. Okay, so we are going to do the following. It says, use the words to make a phrase following the prompt. So past continuous, form a question. So we have, you listen to music in the car. How will you make a question using these elements? In past continuous, of course.
Were you listening to music in the car?
Repeat.
Listening.
Were you listening to music in the car?
Excellent. Were you listening to music in the car, Mario?
No, I wasn't.
Excellent. No, I wasn't. Form a negative using we write notes in our school books. Uh-huh.
We were writing notes in our school books.
But this
In
is
ours,
negative.
sorry. We weren't. We weren't notes in your school books.
Y el verbo se lo comió.
It's writing. Yeah, we weren't writing notes in our school books.
Let's see. Very good. We weren't writing notes in our school books. Perfect. Form a positive. My friend played video games yesterday. Easy.
My friend was playing video games yesterday.
Very good. Now let's see. Help me, please. Adrian. Form a negative.
Jack wasn't workout. Jack wasn't working out last Monday, I think.
Let's see. Yes. Jack wasn't working out last Monday. Quick tip. So this is a phrasal verb. What's the meaning of this phrasal verb? Who knows?
Ejercitarse.
Is making exercise.
Yes, very good. To exercise. Hector, acuérdese de que el verbo que usamos ahí no es to make, es to do exercise.
Okay.
Later we are going to cover the differences between to do and to make. But in this case, especially when we are doing like a physical activity, we pretty much use the verb to do. So yes, pretty good. So we have to do exercise or to exercise. As simple as that, okay? So this is considered a phrasal verb, right? So we have two elements. We have the verb and we have a preposition, right? In this case, if you want to modify this, if you want to conjugate it, like in this case that we are using ing, we will conjugate the verb only, okay? Why? Because it is impossible to conjugate prepositions. We can only modify verbs, okay? Working, we cannot say Jack wasn't work outing last Monday, okay? So we will modify always the verb. Now we have form a question. Julissa creo que se acaba de unir, pero cree que la podría hacer. Julissa, I can hear you, sorry.
Ahora sí se escucha.
Yes, I can now.
Creo que puedo intentarlo. Where were your sister go last night at 9 p.m.?
Okay. Good try, but we need to change something here. Vamos a ver cómo lo dijo. Where were your sister go last night at night?
Going.
Ajá. ¿Qué más?
I don't say. ¿Qué más aparte de going?
Te voy a soplar. Tenemos sister. Guys, is sister she? Is sister she?
Where was?
Ay, very good. Ajá.
Where was your sister going last night at 9 p.m.?
Excellent. Very good. You don't need a teacher. Ya ve que no necesita un teacher. Solo con la lógica, ¿verdad?
Bueno, pero sí lo necesita. Gracias.
Yeah, very good. Perfect. Where was your sister doing? Going, sorry. Where was your sister going last night at 9 p.m.? Perfect. form a positive? Let's see. Jenny.
My class, was starting when you called.
Perfect. Excellent. Very good. Form a negative. Mario.
Your parents weren't walking in the park last weekend.
Excellent. Perfect. Y ni siquiera les enseñé esto. Un ratito, solo un medio se los mencioné. Esto, de cómo usar contractions when we use negative structure. Solo medio se los mencioné y le agarraron. Guys, you're very clever. Form a question. Help me, please. Hector.
Okay. Is why were you sleeping during the movie?
Awesome. Why were you sleeping during the movie? Is it easy, guys? ¿Está fácil? ¿Para qué está
Yeah.
fácil?
Yeah.
Super fácil.
Yes.
Okay. So, we are going to stop it here. Ya casi son las 9, imagínense, súper rápido se va la hora. ¿verdad?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to stop it here and see contractions. I was going to
Okay.
mention this after this. Okay. By the way, guys, algo importante. ¿Cómo se dice yo iba? Como por ejemplo, vaya, yo tengo I am going to eat after class. Voy a comer después de clase. Pero ¿cómo diría? Yo iba a comer después de clase.
I was going.
Very good. The same. I was going to eat after class. Okay. Yo voy a.
Okay.
Yo iba a. All right. Now let me check attendance. Any questions?